Hello, loves. Welcome. A little bit late in this edition today of Coffee with Lilli, but I'm here and I'm showing up. Made some big moves this weekend, so super excited about that. Also excited about my support for today and this week, because if you've been paying attention at all to my stories, I am going in full tilt with my coaching business after starting just over a year ago at the beginning of the pandemic. And there's elation and excitement, but I wouldn't be a human if I didn't have fear and trepidation. So I'm looking forward to working with my support team and unpacking that a little bit, dissolving and really stepping into what's coming up for me, because that is what we do. That's what we're here for. So just a few minutes on here, because I do have an appointment to get to. But something that came to me this weekend is the idea of emotional blocks. What are they? How do we get rid of them? And what their function is maybe in our lives. And I don't know if you are at the place now, if you're listening to this or watching this, if you're at the place now of feeling blocked. I know what it feels to be blocked, for sure. I know what it feels like to be kind of at my wit's end. After trying, many things for a long time. And I think from a surface level, I think that you can know that you are blocked when you have the same patterns showing up in your life. For me, for example, oh man, I don't even know where to start because there are a lot. There's like 4 that just like magically appeared in my head. But let's just say there's a pattern that you see with the way that you're reacting to things or people, that you are doing outwardly, like behaviors or actions that you want to change, that you are, maybe the people that you're attracting or surrounding yourself with, you're noticing this pattern, a certain pattern coming up. And let's just say, I'm sure that there's a standard definition out there that I don't know, but let's say for the purpose of this discussion, we are talking about a pattern as a repeated occurrence that happens, let's say, more than 3 times. Let's just say. I don't even know if that's okay with you, but I'm going to roll with it because I love myself and that's what I do. So let's say that it's something that you're noticing occurring in your life that's happening again and again and again. And if it's not a positive pattern, like things that are making you feel crappy about yourself, making you have destructive coping mechanisms, coping strategies. For me, it was, if you're in this community, you probably see this a lot, but it was like food and sex and bad people in my life and disconnecting from myself. And if this is happening again and again, it's very safe to say that you may have an emotional block in your body, because what I've learned through my healing is that I had a lot of emotional blocks. And what I really didn't realize is the blocks that I had were showing up in my life in those patterns. So as much as like society and even like some people in my profession or some quote unquote gurus out there, as much as it's said that we need to push through these blocks, I think that is kind of a disservice from my perspective, because I did that. I did that for years. I pushed through. I got mad at myself when I couldn't make the change that I wanted to, which threw me into shame. It threw me into self-blame. It threw me into eventually fear of like making change. And look, you may not understand this or feel this right now, but I completely do. I feel this in my body. Change, somewhere along the line, you've been told, or we've been told, or we've been completely warped in our mind from society, probably from likelihood from our upbringing too, that change implies loss. Is that true? For me today, I know that that is not true, and I live my life that way, but likely change is scary because there's this thing of fear and there's this thing of safety that probably comes up, and that's a whole different conversation. But really what I wanted to touch on today is that the patterns that you're seeing come up, especially if it has to do with the people around you, your relationship with all aspects of your life, whether that be, money, friendships, family, partner, significant other, relationship with yourself. If you're seeing the same thing coming up again and again, I would sit and just give yourself that space that there may be an emotional block there that needs to be looked at. And the way that you heal emotional blocks, contrary to society, contrary to what you've probably been taught your whole life, which is push through, push hard, is really less about doing that, but more about learning, curiosity. It's about almost a dissolving, but dissolving in a way of like the way that the ocean washes up on the beach and the sand ebbs and flows. If you can kind of like get with me in this motion right now, really that is what you want to do when you step into healing these emotional blocks. And if you're in kind of a critical crisis place right now, I understand where you are. But I also want to actually, maybe reassure you that pushing through, it feels wrong, maybe because it is wrong. And to heal the emotional blocks within you is really creating a safe environment, hopefully, if you can, with other people, like with a therapist, especially if this is something that's really a pattern that's really, really ingrained, is working with professional people like a therapist, like someone like myself, to heal those blocks so that those behaviors that you're noticing can dissipate and also heal. So that deeper thing that you may be feeling, that frustration, it's not you, but it is something that you kind of need to put your attention on. So just a thought about that. And as I close today, I really just want to say that we are all perfectly made. So if you could just add a little bit of self-compassion and self-kindness to the experience that you're going through right now, and maybe sitting down and being a little bit curious about those patterns and the emotional blocks that are coming up for you, that is really a great first step. And if it's something that you feel called to do, and it is something that you're seeing a deeper meaning, like you feel it really deep and it feels kind of insidious, and even if it's a little bit scary that you think to heal, I just want to say change is great. Change is a part of life. And all of those people and society and everything that's telling us that change means that you're giving up something, hell no. In my world, and hopefully, in your world too, change means is that you're expanding. And I'm here for that. Have a good day.